Okay, so today we're diving into something that, well, it almost sounds like science fiction, doesn't it?
It really does. The claim is just staggering.
Yeah, a fully equipped modern smart home. Sustainable, solar-powered energy storage, the whole nine yards.
For a price that honestly is less than a lot of people pay for a used car.
Exactly. We're talking about roughly $7,759.
hmm
I mean, think about that. That's less than rent in many places for just a few months. Less than a new iPhone package, even.
It catches your attention for sure.
And this isn't just some drawing on a napkin. This is being presented as, like, Elon Musk's next big thing, moving beyond cars and rockets.
Right into housing,
Mhm.
which is, let's face it, a sector that hasn't seen this kind of potential disruption in
Yeah,
forever.
pretty much. It's incredibly stagnant, heavily protected.
So that price, that 7759 number, it's clearly designed to shock,
Okay.
to make us all stop and ask, wait, how is that even possible? So our mission today, for you listening, is to really take apart the sources on this.
Mhm.
We need to figure out if this Tesla tiny house concept holds water.
Is it the start of something genuinely revolutionary for affordable housing?
Or is it, maybe the most brilliant piece of marketing hype we've seen in a long time? We've got to look at the tech they're claiming, the economics behind it, and maybe the biggest piece, the huge regulatory hurdles.
Okay, let's unpack this, starting with that price. It's just jaw-dropping.
It really is.
Because you look at the housing market right now, globally, but especially in the U.S., it's out of control.
Absolutely spiraling.
Even standard prefab homes, the ones designed for efficiency, you're looking at $55,000, $80,000 easily.
Minimum.
Yeah.
And that's often just for the basic box, right?
Yeah, even the simplest kit homes, you'd be lucky to get materials shipped for under 20 grand. So this idea of a fully finished smart home for under 8, it just doesn't compute in the current reality.
Well, the stated goal, and the sources are pretty clear on this, is exactly that level of disruption. It's aimed squarely at the global housing crisis.
Not just high prices in California, but like actual shortages worldwide. Displacement from conflicts, climate change.
Exactly. It's pitched as a way to bypass decades of mortgage debt, to actually put a roof over people's heads without locking them into 40 years of payments.
That's the dream, isn't it?
It is. And, it fits Musk's playbook, doesn't it? Applying intense industrial innovation to industries that are kind of stuck in their ways.
Like with SpaceX and reusing rockets.
Vertical landings, yeah.
Right. He seems to be demanding that same kind of radical efficiency for housing. A self-sufficient, quickly built home that doesn't rely on the old, slow, expensive construction methods.
Okay, so if the vision is ditching the mortgage, we have to understand how they ditch the cost, the materials, the labor. That's the core of this deep dive, right? How do you build a modern home for the price of my old Honda Civic? Yeah, how do you do that? Well, the sources point to two main things: integrated tech and totally different materials.
Okay.
So on the technology side, the design is meant to be, well, elegant, but compact, and critically energy independent.
Meaning the solar roof we hear about.
Exactly. It's not just slapped on, it's integral to the structure. And it's paired with Tesla's Powerwall battery system for storing that energy.
Gotcha.
The whole point is a seamless energy system. Runs your lights, your fridge, maybe charges your car, all off-grid.
Which, as you said, cuts the cord from utility companies. No more monthly bills, no worries about blackouts, theoretically.
Right. That drastically cuts the lifetime operating cost, which is a huge factor in affordability beyond just the purchase price.
But hang on, doesn't going fully off-grid make things more complicated sometimes? Like with permits and inspections, doesn't that add cost and time?
Yes, that's exactly the regulatory nightmare we need to talk about later. It's a huge catch. But technically, the idea is that the integrated system might function more like a sealed appliance, potentially simplifying some local inspections. We'll see. But that brings us to the second big piece: the materials.
It's green core stuff.
Yeah, green core. The sources describe it as a high-density composite made from recycled industrial waste and plant fibers.
Okay, recycled sounds good, but is it actually cheaper? Sometimes green means expensive.
Well, think of it less like plywood and drywall and
Yeah.
more like advanced panels, maybe like the stuff they use in cars or planes.
Okay. So like Tesla using recycled aluminum or composites in their cars?
Kind of analogous, yeah.
Yeah.
But the real economic benefit isn't just the recycling. It's how these green core panels supposedly allow for way faster, simpler assembly.
How so?
They arrive ready to basically click or bolt together. You don't need nearly as many steps or as many different kinds of skilled labor on site compared to traditional stick building.
Right, no framing crew, then insulation, then drywall.
Exactly. It's potentially structure, insulation, and maybe even exterior finish, all in one panel. That cuts down hugely on expensive, skilled local labor needed at the build site.
Okay, that makes sense from a cost perspective.
And that leads directly to the manufacturing secret sauce, the thing that supposedly gets you to that $7,759 number. Automation and vertical integration.
Like a car factory again?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Imagine an assembly line. Robots, laser cutters, spitting these things out quickly. Very Model Y production line.
Okay.
Think about traditional building. You buy lumber here, insulation there, wiring from someone else. Everyone takes a cut.
Yeah, layers and layers of suppliers and contractors.
Right. So if Tesla makes the green core composite themselves, integrates the power wall from their own supply chain, they cut out all those middlemen, all those markups, the distribution costs.
Vertical integration.
That's the theory. Every minute saved on the line, every third-party profit margin eliminated. That's how you slash the cost so dramatically when you scale up.
So let's be really clear then about the $7,759, because this is crucial for anyone listening. If they hit that price, what are you actually getting for your money?
Excellent point. That figure, based on the sources, seems to be the ex-works price.
Meaning
That's the price of the factory door. Ready to ship. It includes the structure, the panels, the solar roofs, the power wall.
Okay.
What it absolutely does not include is, well, a lot. Transporting it to wherever you are, the land itself, obviously, preparing a foundation, hooking up to water or sewage if you need to, permits, fees.
So that $7,759 is just the start. It's not the move-in ready price on your plot of land.
Not even close.
Right.
And that distinction is vital.
Because that leads us right into the next part, the social media storm.
Oh, yeah.
Once that factory price leaked, the internet did what the internet does. It took the exciting bit and ran with it, wildly.
Wishful thinking on a global scale.
There was this massive rumor spreading like crazy on Facebook, TikTok, everywhere, saying Tesla wasn't just selling the house cheap.
They were going to include free land with it.
Yes, free land, debt-free property, and a house. It tapped into this deep global longing for affordable shelter and owning a piece of ground. Pure viral fantasy.
And we have put the brakes on that right there. The fact-checking sources, like PolitiFact and others, dug into this. There is zero evidence Musk or Tesla ever promised free land. None.
So where'd it come from?
It seems to have spun out of some vague comments Musk made about maybe developing small, collaboratively managed solar-powered villages. People heard villages and jumped to free land.
Right. Big leap.
Huge leap. The reality check is harsh. Land involves legal titles, property taxes, local rules.
Yeah.
Giving it away free on a mass scale, it's just not commercially or legally feasible.
Which slams us right into the real brick walls here, the stuff that's way harder to fix than inventing green core or automating a factory.
Absolutely. Housing isn't like cars or rockets in this respect. Cars have federal standards, mostly. Rockets, specialized agencies.
But houses?
Houses are governed by this incredibly complex patchwork of local rules. Building codes, permits, zoning laws, impact fees. It varies literally from one town to the next, sometimes one street to the next. It's hyper-local bureaucracy.
Can you give an example?
Sure. So maybe your green core panels are super strong, engineered beautifully. But the local building code in Townsville, USA was written in 1975 and says you must have a 4-foot deep concrete foundation for any dwelling.
Even if your lightweight modular home doesn't need it.
Exactly. Boom. Thousands added to your cost. Or your sleek, tiny home is 400 square feet, but the local zoning says minimum dwelling size is 800 square feet. You can't even place it there legally.
What about utilities, if it's off-grid?
Another classic. Maybe your house comes with a state-of-the-art composting toilet, but the town ordinance mandates connection to the municipal sewer system. Suddenly you need plumbers, excavation, connection fees, again, thousands, maybe tens of thousands, in unexpected costs.
It's not just the rules themselves, it's the inertia, right? The established players.
That's a huge part of it. You've got entrenched interests. Local builders, contractors, real estate developers, they benefit from the current system of expensive, slow construction. They often have a lot of sway in local politics, keeping those regulations in place.
So fixing that's harder than landing a rocket booster on a barge.
Arguably, yes. Much harder. It involves changing laws, fighting political battles in thousands of separate municipalities. It's a monumental task.
Yeah, and you see this reflected in how people are talking about it, right? The public reaction seems totally split.
Completely. You've got one camp saying, Musk is the only one who can do this. He'll bulldoze the bureaucracy and give us affordable, off-grid living. savior complex, basically.
And the other camp.
The other camp is deeply skeptical. They see it as a brilliant PR stunt, maybe, but doomed to crash against the rocks of local politics, zoning, and the sheer complexity of land and permits. It'll never scale, they say.
So the whole project becomes the symbol for the bigger fight. The dream of affordable housing versus the stubborn reality of how we actually regulate and build things now.
Precisely.
Yeah.
But here's a thought. Even if this specific $7,759 house doesn't instantly flood the market next year,
Yeah.
the announcement itself, the sheer audacity of that price point, has already sent shockwaves through the housing industry.
How so?
It forces everyone, traditional builders, prefab companies, even governments, to look in the mirror and ask, why is housing so expensive? Can we be doing this much, much cheaper? It's thrown down a gauntlet.
So it shifts the conversation even if the product faces hurdles.
Exactly. It challenges two really fundamental assumptions we kind of live with.
Which are?
First, that sustainability has to be expensive. Solar power green materials. That's usually seen as a luxury add-on. This integrates it as standard, aiming for mass market cheap.
Okay, challenge number one.
And second, the assumption that owning a home must mean taking on crippling, life-altering debt for decades. This project whispers, maybe it doesn't have to be that way.
It's selling a form of economic freedom, then.
That's a good way to put it. Tesla basically issued a challenge. Construction industry, reinvent yourselves or prepare to be disrupted. It's like what happened with electric cars. Their entry forced the entire auto industry to accelerate EV plans.
So this could spark a similar race for cheaper, smarter, more sustainable housing globally.
I think that's very likely. It resets the benchmark for what affordable could or maybe should mean.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener? It looks like a new focus on maybe 3 kinds of freedom.
Yeah, first, freedom from the grid, potentially, with integrated solar and batteries.
Second, freedom from huge mortgages if the manufacturing cost savings are real.
And third, maybe freedom from resource depletion, using recycled materials like green core and just building more efficiently. The whole conversation around shelter feels different now because of a number that seemed impossible.
Okay, so wrapping this up, we've got this amazing potential on one side. The technology, the manufacturing, that $7,759 factory price.
A staggering achievement of industrial optimization if it pans out.
But on the other side, this massive, tangled mess of local laws, land issues, permits, zoning, entrenched interests.
The paralyzing complexity of actually putting that cheap box onto a piece of land legally and affordably, that's the core conflict. And if that core tech in the automated factory, the green core, really can drop the cost of the physical structure down that low, then the main barrier to making these things available everywhere isn't really engineering anymore. It's political. It's regulatory.
Which leaves us with a really provocative thought to chew on.
Go for it.
If the actual house, the physical shelter itself, can be produced for just $7,759, does that mean the rest of the enormous cost of homeownership today is essentially the price of bureaucracy, the cost of legacy rules, local politics, and decades of inertia, rather than the cost of wood, nails, and labor?
Are we paying mostly for government hurdles and outdated systems, not for the actual shelter?
That's the question this whole thing forces us to ask.
A powerful question indeed. Okay, thank you for diving deep with us on this one. Definitely keep exploring those tangled issues of sustainable housing and regulatory reform.
Absolutely. Until next time.